The first thing they do is shave your testicles. This lunchroom lady-looking woman, let's call her Miss Lipshit, she comes in, tells me to strip down below the waist. That's trousers and undergarments, okay? And then she leaves the room, presumably to give me a little privacy. I go ahead and obey, and as the man fruit yet dangled, I'm talking 40 seconds later, and Miss Lipshits is back in the room carrying mini clippers. She uses these to exfoliate the family jewels, the whole time explaining, they used to do this with a straight razor. But that caused nicks and cuts, and nobody wants that. When she's done, she douses me with kerosene, and then she uses her hands to fan the gonads as if she's waving them goodbye. At this point, the doctor comes in. I believe his name was Kevorkian or something like that. He's carrying a 47-inch needle. He says, this might sting a little. And I'm thinking that dude there, he would probably call a sperm whale a little fishy. And I'm wondering, how come they don't use laughing gas for these situations? I mean, even dentists use laughing gas, and the only thing they're removing is teeth. Speaking of laughing, the first time I meet Gail Danley is at a poetry reading. She had just won the National Poetry Slam Championship, and her victory tour had taken her to the coffee shop where I thought I was hot stuff. After she done blowed us all away with her performance, I stroll right up to her. I walk up to her, I say, Gail, you ever consider putting that on video? And Gail laughs right in my face. Why she laughed, I don't know. Maybe that's how she flirts. Nobody really knows, because nobody really understands women. But we'd run into each other over the years, you know, at poetry readings or parties or Dave & Buster's. It was here at the Dave & Buster's about 6 years after our initial meeting. Gail's with this pretty little 4-year-old. I challenged the 4-year-old to some race car games because I figure, you know, I can take a 4-year-old in some race car games. Gail says to me, Twain, you've always made me laugh. I need to laugh. And we do. We laugh. We go out, we laugh, we get married. And now I got this perfect little life, right? I got this pretty little princess of a daughter who, by the way, I never had to even change her diaper. Bonus. I got this crazy little wife who, by the way, I never had to change her diapers. And my life is perfect and full with laughter. But today, here is no laughing matter. What this is voluntary male sterilization procedure. And the only laughter I can hear is the demon cackle of paper below my butt cheeks on this clinic lounge thingy as the Dr. Doom, slices and dices and smashes and crashes and generally wreaks havoc on my genitalia. You think I'm exaggerating? Maybe a little bit. I mean, it ain't like I was crying or nothing. It ain't like I was screaming out loud. Speaking of screaming, this one time, when the princess is almost 9 years old, her mother screams out from the other room. Princess comes running with a shoe because she figures mommy must have seen a spider, and she was going to save her mommy from the spider. Turns out it was no spider. It was a positive on a pregnancy test. I'm like, wow. Princess is like, so mommy, you mean to tell me you and Twain had sex? 9 months later, Gail is pushing out a little Twain 2.0. You ever think about sperm? Like, does each individual spermatozoa have its own personality? I mean, when you're watching your kid being born, your mind starts to ponder all sorts of things, like what combination of ancestors, what did they have to go through to bring us here? This sperm, this egg, this moment, this miracle, what stardust or God or what is this pushing its way into our realm? And I know it's easy for me to say from this side of the vagina, but I would gladly take away all the pain my wife is experiencing at this moment and leave her with just the joy of childbirth. But I cannot. All I can do is hold her hand. Like, why she ain't holding my hand right now? Gail is in a whole entirely different room as the doctor, Dr. Scissorhands, is doing his thing. And I have to find my happy place, right? My happy place is my family, which is perfect now. Yo, check it. I got one little boy, I got one little girl, I got one little wife, and my life is perfect. It can't get no more perfect than that, right? But just as the boy was about to go to preschool, Gail goes and gets herself pregnant again. And it is entirely her fault, walking around the house looking all yummy and whatnot. But this time, the pregnancy is a little scarier. This time, at this age, they call the pregnancy advanced, as opposed to remedial. And the doctor visits are more frequent, and they got to check everything, monitor everything. Anyway, the third kid comes out this happy, healthy, perfect little Buddha, but we are not going to take any more chances. So, condoms. I don't think so. Not wearing condoms is the whole entire reason why anybody ever gets married in the first place. Then there's IUDs. We tried that for a while. But some people, and I may or may not be these people, but some people, they be knocking them things out position, you know what I mean? And besides, IUDs are meant to be temporary, right? And this relationship is anything but temporary. One day, Gail says to me, Twain, what do you think about a vasectomy? Well, I don't know. I ain't never had one. Do you want to have more children? Oh, well, no, not really. I don't think so. Do you want to stop having sex? Oh, hell, no, don't even play like that, girl. Saying, though. Are you afraid? So here we are. Because no greater love hath a man than to lay down his balls for his family. And I have never been the most romantic fella. Love for me ain't got nothing to do with the multicolored winged insects flying in the belly. It has nothing to do with lassoing the moon for her or collecting stardust for her hair, nah. Love is this right here, laying down the part of me that creates life and therefore makes me the most like God. This is love. And for my family, I would gladly, happily, joyously do it all again. And just as I have that thought, the Dr. Jekyll, he looks up from his work and says, Mr. Dooley, are you ready for the second testicle?